Carrie, are you here? No, you're not here. That was at 2:49. Gonna patiently wait for people to get here. Probably should have gotten my stuff together. I do not have my stuff together. Odd, I know. You're thinking, what? Shannon doesn't have her notes in order. Oh, Shannon does not have her notes in order. Why would she do that? That would be too easy. So we're not even going to do that. No, no, no. No, we're not. But I do have Monday and Tuesday ready. Hush. How are you? I'm good. How are you? There's Carrie. All right, no, we're going to not do that. Let me turn out. When I turn this off, not the phone, the Hey Have Pint, once I turn off my notifications, trust and believe I will forget that they are turned off. So if you text me, call me, email me, whatever, I'm not going to know it. I'm not going to know it because this is going to remain off because that's what Shannon does. And I'm going to pull up me. I'm going to pull me up your channel, and there you are live. Lovely. Now I can, hey, truth be told. All right, that way now I'll know. I just turned it on. I just flicked the camera on. Yeah, I don't care. I'm doing me. That's the problem. I am doing me all over. I took a little video of what my desk looks like right now. I've got papers everywhere. I have papers everywhere. Don't worry. It'll be fine. I'm going to make my little, if some of y'all may not know that when I finish one of these, I put all the notes in a folder and put the notes in the folder and put the folder in the done drawer. Hey, Dragon. Hey, Clancy, my love. Hey, Fairy Dust. How y'all doing on this Saturday night? Thelma. The finished folder is already done. Did everybody have a good day? Hush, let me tell you. Earth, everywhere I lurk, you are. I love you too, Earth. I love Carrie. I love all y'all. Everywhere I am, Earth is in there, and I'm lurking, because that's what I do about 80-90% of the time is lurk. Well, good, Dragon. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Miss Thelma Todd. This is the really good part. Lavender Sunday better get her ass in here. Your boyfriend is at his door. Oh no. Carrie getting ready to get it. Hey, Liza, you did make it on time. I did a little video right before when I showed everybody what my desk looks like. I posted it in my shorts, I believe. I'm in my shorts. And it looks like a crazy person. Caslin, welcome to the screening room. Eric, you know what Earth is? We're in the same circles. That's what's so funny. We're in the same circles. And I'm old. I'm old. And so you bit my jaw. Way to go, Carrie. Way to go. Yeah, I do lurk. I do lurk a lot. I don't know why I lurk a lot. Maybe that's just how I always have been. I'll lurk. And you learn a lot about what's going on if you just lurk, right? I sincerely believe that. And So now I'm trying to see how many communities I have a foot in. I have a foot in the DC, obviously, drama community. I got a foot over here in the true crime, which now I suppose, can I call myself true crime? I don't know. Daphne? Oh, thank you. So maybe I'm not true crime because I only cover old cases, right? There's so many people covering the new cases. I don't need to do it. So I've got my foot kind of over there. And then we've got the, I don't know if we created did we create the tragedy pimp? I don't know if we created that or not, but we're still firmly in there calling out tragedy. Well, then you have, and I don't even know what to call Earth. Help me if you can. Like, Nicolina, Jimbo, Ernie, all those great, traders. I love traders. Listen, traders, I'm sorry. Traders cracks me to F up. Like you don't know. I don't know what to call their community though, but I mean, I'm kind of slowly going over there just because I just need new drama. Maybe that's, I don't know. I don't know. But if I'm lurking, Earth is in there. Earth is in there chatting away. I'm like, good Lord. She's everywhere. I love it. I love it. I've told y'all last week that my cat figured out how to get into my office. Where's she at now? Francis. Oh, she's laying under my desk. Traders is. She is. She is. All of them are. I'm trying to find a nice way to say this. Of course, I had an opinion of these people before I knew them. You all know what I'm talking about. No, I did not. Wait a minute, I did. My daughter told me. But before I knew these ladies, ladies and gentlemen, because I like a lot of, like Ghost. I think Ghost is great. He cracks me up, but he's always right. I mean, he's never wrong. Hey, Jack's mom. You think, yeah, it's true crime. I would too, Lies. I think it is too, but I don't know. Yeah, Trisha Paytas, of course. Trisha Paytas. Because that baby's new, so she's bored. Have another baby then. Stay out of this shit. Anyway, I like it over there. I like it ever. I don't know. I'm just trying to becoming a little social butterfly. Even though all the crime I do is old. But I think that's better. But I might be wrong. I mean, she is having no. Is she really having another baby? Because that's what she needs, like a hole in the head. Well, yes, they are, Cass. They are very much criminals. That's why it's not fun over there. And I say fun, when you're covering a crime, I don't care how old it is, it's not fun. I mean, especially the new ones. But to me, when we broke into that true crime community, they weren't covering any crimes except for the ones that the others were, committing. Thank you, Hush. What earrings do I have on my, yeah. Do you know what? Do you know I got these on Amazon? They're pink little, I would lean up further, but I think I paid $1.99 for them. Jojo Swahi. Oh, JoJo's. Well, that poor baby ain't gonna have no hair. Yeah, I'm sleuthing. I like to sleuth. Well, too, it's when I did the 2 cases, the Springfield 3 and the Fort Worth trio. They were from the 70s. Well, Springfield 3 was from the 80s. And I thought, I'm not going to be able to find, because they, if y'all don't know the story, graduation night, 2 girls were going out to parties, and then they were going to go the next day to Branson, Missouri, to a water park. And everywhere they were supposed to stay was, with friends, was full. So they went back to one of the girls' homes with her mother. And the next day, people started calling and where are y'all? We're waiting. This is for cell phones. Ran over there to the house. All the three cars, the mother's car, the two girls, the cars were there. Their pocketbooks were inside of the house, lined up on a step, and they were gone. And that's the last anybody knew of them. They were just gone. So I thought, I'm not going to be able to find anything out about these cases. Hold on. But I did. And it took let me find this thing. It's Dorothy Kilgallen. Let's see. William Desmond Taylor. Oh, you better not tell me that thing is gone. Hold on. I found so much on that case that I had a folder chocked full of stuff. Still have never been found. Same thing with the Fort Worth trio, 3 girls. Oldest one was 17. The youngest one was 9. Went to, I think the other one was 15. They went to the mall right before Christmas. Nothing. Oh, a lot. Well, see, Liza, here's the thing, too, is that I have such a respect for people. Banjo, how are you, love? Oh, thank you. The police back then, without GPS and phones and, computers and whatnot, where you could, they did it with literal footwork, they were on the ground. And how any cases ever got solved, I don't know. But they did. Not this one, not the other one, but they did. So sometimes when I get into these things, I get into a funk. I did with the 3 cases back to back, with the Springfield 3 and the Fort Worth trio. I did them back to back. That's a lot of missing, really, I'm friends with one of the girls' brothers of the trio on Facebook. Yeah. Have you looked into Barstow Crystal Rise? Now, Caslin, Pirate Calypso lives right near there. And she was telling me about it. And I did watch like one, there's a couple of shows on that. That's something. She said her daddy used to tell her, don't go down that road. Don't go in Barstown. Don't go. The stretch of road that all of them are missing off, he would tell her, don't go on that road. Hey, watch her. So, yeah, Pirate is real into it. She knows it all. I wonder how often they run DNA from cold cases. Not enough, Jack's mom, and I'm going to tell you why. It is about $10,000. When you see these or more, when you see these channels that say, oh, and they've been missing for 40 years and they ran their, to do that genealogy match, that's about $10,000 to $20,000. And there's no department on earth that's got that much money to put into cold cases. So they're not, yeah. You drive that road every day. God, Cass, and keep your windows up. Yeah, it's a lot, Jack. I found that out doing one case. I don't know what case it was. It's so expensive. So, you literally have to have a fundraiser. If you are a family member, I guess, I don't know how you would get it done. Hey, Freeside, my sweet. I don't know how you get it done, but it's that much. Hey, Catherine. Yeah, it's up to the family. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't know if it's one of those things where that, you know how, I don't know. I don't foresee that dropping. Well, in California, y'all have so many unclaimed, hello, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Jane Doe's, John Doe's. Y'all have so many, and y'all also have such a backlog. Hey, Life's a Dance on rape kits. You would think that people would be up to date on rape kits. Oh no, 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 no. There's a million probably in California. I mean, just sheer, people all go there. People go to not all people, but some people go to California. Nobody knows who they are. Something happens, and you're just there. That's if you go through the different, and this is morbid, but I've done it in my state. I've gone through unidentified John and Jane Does. And sometimes they'll have an actual picture of the body, but sometimes it's like those clay renderings are worthless because they do the layers of clay and they all look crazy. They all look the same, and I think they're worthless. But so there'll be a sketch or something trying to. Oh, there's a whole lot of unclaimed bodies. All right. Where the hell is damn Lavender Sunday? Last Sunday, I've seen them, Hush. I'm gonna cover her in a little while. Where the fuck's Lavender Sunday? Last Sunday, I personally had a migraine hangover. When I did the beginning of last week's thing, I really felt like I left my body. I'm not like that today. I'm on, excuse me, Francis. Yes, I am on it and ready to go. Gray Hughes donates to. That's great, but you know what? 60K and 2 victims. I think that is great that he does that. I wish that they would, obviously. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm not the president, okay? I'm not the president. I don't know if y'all knew that. But it looks like it would be beneficial to the federal government if we start clearing some of these cases out, especially the rape and the body farm. All right, Jackson Bob. So last Halloween, 2 Halloweens ago, 2 Halloween, it might have been three Halloweens ago. Val, Vivacious Val, and her husband were at the body farm, and they were out at night. I'm sorry. I think they were on the perimeter of it, but listening to her, she's so short. Okay, let me just tell y'all that. And when we were all in North Carolina, and we were going up and down, this little town, Asheville. So it's a cute little town. We were downtown. We were all walking, Me and Savage have really long legs. Pirate probably has this, second, and then Val, poor little Val, and we kept forgetting her. They were outside of because it was Halloween, and we made her do it. And Dennis, her husband, took off and left her, and she couldn't run as fast as he could. Oh, it was funny as hell. It was so funny. And what was her? I think one of her lines that night was, "If I'd have been wearing corduroy, I'd have caught my thighs on fire." Yeah, so we've heard about it. We made Val walk around the end of it. I'm sorry, Val. Sorry, Val, but we did it. You try to get your daughter to go to school there. I mean, it's a very beneficial place. I get it, it's very beneficial. My daughter's father died a couple of years ago, and he donated his body to science, and I kind of hope it's there. I kind of hope it's there. Rotting away. No, because he was such an alcoholic. They're studying. He's probably not begun the decomposition yet. He probably hadn't even started that. It's been 3 years. I happen to know that's the truth. So they're studying his hands. But let's get to the lady of the evening. Let's get to our heroine, our girl Thelma. That let me pull up the no. I'm not going to pull up the pictures just yet. Nope, not going to do that either. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I've got to go back over here. Hold on. I don't know why I can't figure out how to work this, but so when we left Thelma Todd, she had just been discovered. She had been to a party on Saturday in her honor at the Trocadero, a party thrown by the Lapino family. And she thought or anticipated that her ex-husband was going to be her date, Pat DiCicco. But alas, he did not show up. So they were eating. They didn't eat till about 10:30 to 12, somewhere in there. And all of a sudden, in strode Mr. Pat. Hey, that girls. Oh, how are you? Welcome, and I appreciate that very much. So Pat DiCicco strolled into Trocadero's, which is a restaurant, a bar. It was the place to be seen. Like we told y'all, back in the day, you went to these clubs to have your photograph taken, to be seen around. There wasn't Instagram, obviously. You had to go to these clubs, be photographed. The photographs would go out into the papers, and then you were. So he strolls in with a little starlet, and they have a little argument. It's a little. I mean, I can imagine. Yeah. So she shook it off, rather quickly, and stayed until about 3:30 in the morning. Her boyfriend, no, can't say boyfriend, I can't. Her business partner and friend, Roland West, told her before she left, in front of her mother, her maid, everybody, you be home by 2:00. And she shot back at him and said, I'll be home at 2:05. So at around 2, she had the maitre d' call Mr. Roland, who she lived with above her cafe, and to tell him, she's on her way. So whatever happened. I don't know if she got back into it with DiCicco or whatever, but she got, left about 3:30, got home a little bit before 4. It was her driver that always, chauffeured her. And he usually walked her to the door, and she said, no, don't worry about it. I don't need you to do it. I'm good. Let her out right in front. And let me see. Oh, let me see. All right. I'm going to present this because this really hasn't changed a great deal. This hasn't changed a great deal. All right. So let me, this is, all right here. Y'all can see here, right here is the cafe. That's the cafe. Let me move it over a little bit more. Let me zoom in on it a little bit more. Now, here's the cafe. She would have gone either this way up, or she could have gone this way around, and you see the steps right here. And right here, this octagon right here was their apartment that they shared, but had a door that separated them. Okay. So not a lot of that has changed. Not a big, and it's good. So it's not a lot has changed. Hey, Miss Christie, how you doing? Miss Christie, I love you. What Roland West had done, however, was supposedly his thing. He walked her dog. He came in and he deadbolted her door. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Susan, yay. He deadbolted her door to her side of the apartment because he was mad. He can say whatever. So she goes and let's remind you, she has been told by a cardiologist, a physician and a cardiologist, when she had to have a physical for insurance, that her heart did not work. There's something wrong with your heart. She would faint a lot. She would get winded. So, and again, that night she had on a sequin dress, a sequined cape, a fur coat with an attached cape. All right. A vintage sequin dress is very, very heavy. It is very, very heavy. Then you have the added cape, and then you have the fur coat to the ground, mind you now. And that fur coat had a cape on it as well. It was probably 2 feet maybe, and it, connected. But what happened? We don't know. What happened? Let's go to Monday. This was Sunday morning, 4:00 in the morning, Sunday morning. Nobody sees Thelma all day at the cafe. She even made a bet with Sid Grauman, Grauman's Theater, and a bunch of other people, because they were tight. They were drunk. And said, I bet you I will not see you in my cafe tomorrow. Rachel, welcome to the screening room, and thank you. So they show up at the cafe, and Roland West is like, oh, I haven't seen her. Really? What time did she leave? Never. I won't even say anything about that now. I have to wait. So we're going to fast forward to 10:30 Monday morning. 10:30 Monday morning. Her maid, May Whitehead, always opened up the garage, Thelma's garage, and I'm going to show you now where that garage is. All right. I might have to share you again. Yeah, I do. I've got to share you again. Not a problem. Not a problem. All right. Now, let's bust out of here. But this is going to be important later. All right. So let's find her Let's find her garage. Let's find it. Oh, yeah, I'm not even done yet. Hold on. No, 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 no. Where is... Oh, shit. Oh, see, this is very hard to see because I today searched this. It was a hell of a damn long walk. That's what I'm going to tell you. So she had to go to 531. 17. I kept thinking couldn't find it, but it was because I wasn't going far enough over here to find it. It is a long damn way. And it is this compound, as the only thing I can call it. This compound, all right, it's all the way over here, guys. See this back here? You do, all right. That's the garage. That's the garage. And we are going to pull up. I'm going to pull this up. This is a crazy, and I don't know if roads used to be here or what, but so we're gonna, again, here we go. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. It is about 20 to 25 degrees. You have the wind coming off of the ocean, right? And this woman, somehow, some way, got all the way up here, all the way to open. Oh, I've lost it again, son of a bitch. This is what I mean when I was trying to find it today. It's like I kept going over and going, no, 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 this is too far. No, 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 this is too far. This is too far. And I want you to see these motherfuckers. Hold on. I'm sorry. This is hard. It's hard. Okay. There's the garage. Now, interesting about this garage. Roland West, who was married to a silent film star, Jewel Carmen, built a home on Riverneau Drive. And his house is at the top. There's like a courtyard, and then there's this garage. So Roland West owned this garage along with the house that it went with. She went to this garage. So May Whitehead opened up the garage. She usually pulled her car out, pulled Thelma's car out, put her car in, drove Thelma's car down to the front of the cafe so that Thelma could use it. And then at the end of the night, it was just what they all did. Well, it was backed in to the garage. It was backed in. And she saw Thelma slumped over a bit in her Papillon 12-cylinder Chrysler. Let me pull my things up. It's a 12-cylinder car. A 12-cylinder car. Topless. It's not a hard top, all right? So my thing is, and anyway, she shook her. She realized she was dead. She was bright pink. Miss May ran. Above that garage lived Charles Smith, who for years had worked for Rollin West in different capacities. Assistant director, they had a long working relationship. And when Rollin West decided to get out of movies, right? Charles Smith said, okay, let's see, well, I'll just be the accountant for your cafe. And I'll live above the garage in a 1-bedroom studio apartment above your garage. Well, May woke him up and said, there's a problem. Thelma's dead. They buzzed Rollin West, who came up there rather quickly and attired quite smartly in a jacket and so then so Rollin is living downstairs above the cafe. His ex-wife, her sister, and her sister's husband are living in his big house that he built in 1927 on this damn hill. They go and get them. They're calling doctors, doing this. So, well, what happened? I don't know. What could have happened? Rollin sure had a story ready. He surely effing did. So many people started to gather. Even Pat DiCicco showed up on that road, up the road, like where they were holding people off. Pat DiCicco showed up. He heard about it. How does a goddamn wannabe gangster hear about his dead wife, ex-wife, within an hour? I don't know, but he did. And he was there. So let me go back over here to y'all. All right, hold on. Oh, the craziness. Hey, Crazy Daisy. Hey, Laura Lee. I'm sorry. When I'm over on the other side, I can't see. That reminds me. Somebody did a gift of memberships last Sunday, and I did not see it. Thank you so much. Okay, so the doctor comes. Rollin West, personal doctor, by the way. I'm going to start pulling my notes out because why not? Hold on. They're everywhere, and I'm going to use them. Usually, I just do all the notes. Then I start this, and I go, and I remember. But this is a lot. All right, he touched her face. Rollin touched her face because there were drops of blood, right? Hey, Suzanne. He wiped it. Oh, yes. And let's see, the manager came from the restaurant. Everybody came. Now here goes Rollin starting his bullshit. Oh, wait! I thought that she came home late, got locked out because it was the deadbolt that he locked, not her door. Her deadbolt. She had a key to her damn door. And I figured there's a sleeping couch out here. He actually said this. Or she went to her mother's. How would she have gotten to her mother's, Rollin? Oh, she would have had to climb all the way up there to get her car. Well, that didn't make any sense. So, and also, Mr. Very Possessive Rollin West never called. He says, never called Thelma's mother on Sunday to see if she was there. He didn't call Thelma's mother Sunday when Thelma's friends came and asked for her. He didn't call her mother that night when they shut the cafe down and there was still no Thelma. He never called. He sure called her Monday. The mother, Alice, yes, he called her and said, your daughter's dead up here in the garage. Very odd. Very odd. But he had that story ready. The stories get better, by the way. The stories get better. All right, hold on. I'm just like, so what everyone figured was she had gotten cold. It was so cold. And she had climbed up all those steps, 270 steps, 270 steps. And then walked all the way down that street. Y'all saw the street. It's a long, I mean, it had to be connected. I don't know why it's not now. I do know why it's not now. I'm sorry. I do know why it's not connected now. A landslide in the 50s. A landslide in the 50s took that road out. And they just never did it. They didn't reconnect it. Because in the 50s, it wasn't as built up as you see it is now. It's very built up. So they thought, she had to have just climbed into the car, been drunk, because she did like to drink, and started the car to stay warm, and just died. Just didn't realize that it was going to be 12 cylinders of carbon monoxide pumping into that little bitty thing. And the cops were good with that. They were, hey, my Gigi, the cops were actually good with that, because you know what? That makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense that she would have done that and just, carelessly not figured on, I don't really know. That was fine. They said, all right, well, she probably died here Sunday morning between 4 and 6, 4 and 7, somewhere in there. Well, we know, right? We know. So that had been Sunday morning between 4 and 6. Well, she didn't get home till 4, right? She didn't get home till 4, so it's not 4. So it'd have to be closer to 6. But wait. That can't be right. That can't be right. I mean, this was big news. I actually read the articles from the LA Times. The LA Times from that night, and then, the next days and the days after them covering this. So it hit, obviously in the paper. Hold on. So, tell me. They did the autopsy on Tuesday. And the autopsy showed a lot of things. It showed that she had absolutely no internal injuries or external injuries. So that on her mouth, people have turned that into a broken nose and a broken tooth. There actually was nothing broken. But the coroner did say, listen, that will happen. That foamy blood, it can happen. And if she did slump over, right, then she could have very well hit her mouth and caused it. Even though, the door was slightly ajar when they got to her. And so that tells me, but she wasn't sitting in front of the steering wheel. She was in the middle, laid over, her head at the steering wheel about. I'm going to show y'all a picture in a second. And the door was ajar. Like maybe she tried to get out. Hey, Warrior Grandma. I mean, I guess it could happen. It could happen. Anything could happen. The one thing that autopsy proved 100% was she did die of carbon monoxide poisoning. That is her cause of death. The only thing, Sharon Tate, but there's no mystery to that, Gary. Her blood alcohol was 0.13. Everybody that saw her that night, the maitre d' at the Trocadero, the guests that were at her party, because it was her party, The chauffeur said she was stone cold sober. Everyone agreed she was stone cold sober. So where'd the alcohol come from? 0.13? That's a lot. That's a lot. But everybody said she wasn't drunk. So what now? They also looked at her. They looked at her heart and said, there's nothing wrong with her heart. She didn't have any heart disease. There was no, abnormalities to the heart. So whoever told her that was crazy. I'm not that physician, so I don't know. Hold on, I'm just going to read this. Wait a minute. I'm going to read this because it's laying everywhere. It's laying everywhere. I thought my Lavender Sunday was going to be here to help me. Okay, so yeah, nope. Not drunk when she left. Nobody found her drunk. She had a glass of champagne, they said, and so that's about all. So they pull people in. They go outside and they pull people in, right? And this would be Tuesday. They've already done the autopsy. They already know it is carbon monoxide poisoning. 75 to 80% saturation in her blood. That's a lot. 75 to 80% saturation in her blood. So, has word got out, right? She died Sunday morning between 4 and 6. Well, people went, wait a minute. I saw her Sunday. No. I saw her Sunday. I saw her on Sunset Boulevard. Jewel Carmen, Roland West's wife, not estranged wife. All right. Who, let's think about this. Her husband is living down the hill, right? For all the world to see, even though they're business partners, right? So she pops up and goes, no, I saw her. I didn't see her wearing that dress. I didn't see her wearing that dress at all. No, but I did. I saw her with a dark-haired man. I saw her going right down the street on Sunday. Yes, I did. I saw her. Well, that's weird. How could that be? But that was her story. A man who owned a cigar shop said, hold on. Wait a minute. No, she didn't die Sunday. She was in here Sunday. She was here. There was a dark-haired man outside. She was in a blue sequin dress. How would he know this? She asked me to make a phone call for her. She didn't like to be on the phone. I don't know why she didn't like dialing the phone. I don't know, but she didn't like to dial the phone. That is, her maid will attest to that 1,000%. She hated to dial the phone. Whatever. So he dialed a number for her while the man stayed outside. She looked tired and disheveled, but now who did she call? My God, who could she have called? I'm going to tell you who she called. Hold the hell on. I'll tell you who she called. There was a party that day. I'm sorry, not that night. That was a party that a lovely lady. Hold on, let me find it. I can't believe I've forgotten this woman's name. Hold on. Not gonna take 1 minute. Hold on. All right, so the current wife, estranged, if you want to say estranged, that's fine. Saw her going down the street on Sunday. And then you have Martha Ford. Martha Ford was the wife of an actor. She had invited Thelma to a cocktail party on Sunday afternoon. It was a Christmas cocktail party because this was in December. I'm sorry if I didn't tell y'all that. And an anniversary party because that was their anniversary date. So before she went to the party Saturday night, she had Mae Whitehead call Miss Ford and tell her, yes, she would be there. Thank you so much. I'll be there. Oh, yes, I can't wait. Cocktail party, count me in. So Martha Ford, after hearing that Thelma died on Sunday, said, wait a minute. No, she didn't. She called me at 4:00 in the afternoon and told me, because the party started at 2, that she asked me if she could bring a guest, and that when we saw who the guest was, we were going to die. That's her exact words. You are going to die when you see who I have with me. Then she asked for like some clearer directions, and she said, listen, I'm still wearing the dress that I wore last night to the dinner party that the Lupinos. Is that okay? She said, come as you are, darling. Come on. Let's go. Let's get this party started. And the girl Miss Ford kept trying to guess who it was, the person. And she never did, by the way, never guessed. So Miss Ford hung the phone up, turned around to the party and said, Thelma's on the way. The party's on the way. She's on the way. She says, we're not going to believe who she's got with her. We're just going to die. The whole party hears this. Yet, police went out to interview Miss Ford, right? And tried to get her off that story. Tried to get her off the 4:00. No. You don't. No. She did not call you Sunday. It had to be Saturday. She said, no, the party was Sunday. And that's when she called me. She said, at first I thought it was my friend Velma. And she said she was going Velma. And Thelma said, no, it's me, Thelma. And she said, oh, okay. Now, this made the coroner look stupid. I'm sorry, but it did. It made the coroner look stupid. So he kind of the coroner started going like to the police going, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Something is wrong with her. Something's wrong with her. Somebody was playing a joke on her. They tried to get this woman to recant the story, and she never, ever, ever, ever would. They even told her that somebody in that party had picked up an extension to fool her. But why would someone get on the extension when no one knew Thelma Todd was dead yet? So why would somebody get on one of her extensions, phone extensions, and get on there and say that they were Thelma? That don't make no sense. But they tried it. They really tried it. And then they would pick apart. You know how if somebody tells a story, and I don't know how true this is, and it might be. If you're lying, the story and the details never change, right? Because that's how but if you're telling a story, the truth, things come to you that don't, they'll come. You'll remember something if you tell it again. And then maybe you'll remember something else if you tell it again. And this woman's been telling the story all over town. So there was basically a little coroner inquest where I told y'all last week, they go outside, they grab 9 people off the street, bring them in, say, listen, we need you to listen to this testimony, okay? And tell us whether that we can close this case or not. Literally go outside and pick 9 people. 9 people off the street in LA. Hey, Bruin Hale, how you doing? So Roland West gets up there and tells his stupid story. The chauffeur tells his story. She wasn't drunk. She was fine. She was, nothing wrong with, nothing. She wasn't upset, but she was sober. And one time he dropped her off, Miss May got up there to talk about what she found in that garage. And then we had Miss Ford got up there. We had Miss Carmen get up there, the ex-wife, well, the current estranged wife of Roland West, who was, we can only assume, in a relationship with Thelma, because they lived together. The only thing that separated them was a wooden slide door. And so the coroner's inquest little jury talked for a second, and they were like, 5 of them said, yeah, it was an accident. 5 of them said, yeah, this is absolutely an accident. 4 of them said, no, something's not right. Something's not right. Too many people saw her Sunday. And then that jumped into a grand jury. That started the grand jury. Now, if y'all know, grand juries generally stay in session. You say the same jurors for months, I don't know, year, I don't know. I've never been a part of one. God, please don't ever let me be one, because I will be trying to solve the case when I go home. So the grand jury now, because we've got a definite problem here. We got a problem. So they convene the grand jury. The same people go and testify. The grand jury's like, no, something is not right. So then they try to introduce suicide, the police and the district attorneys, the assistant district attorneys. These are assistant district attorneys. I can't say that enough. They get together, right? Let me find it for you. They get together and they tell this grand jury, we think she committed suicide. Oh, it wasn't an accident, people, and it wasn't murder, if that's what you're thinking. She committed suicide, and we can prove it. I think I wrote that in red pen today. Let me see. Pretty sure I wrote that in red pen. Hold on, because I was clearing out my notes. I should have really been better prepared, but fucking I'm not. So they also wanted to talk to Pat DiCicco, but Pat DiCicco took the fuck on hell off right over there to New York, where he's from, and he wouldn't come back for any of the thing. He wouldn't come back. And they actually had to send people to New York, right, to grab Pat DiCicco, the ex-husband, because he had seen her that night, because they had argued that night. And finally, they got his ass back to California, but little he won't really help. All right, so this will be week 2 of the grand jury. The first week was everybody basically that was at the coroner's jury. So these two idiot Blaylock and Johnson, assistant district attorneys, went to the grand jury and said, "We got it. I'm gonna tell you why we know he did it. Why we know she killed herself." So this is so stupid. I feel stupid reading it. But Blaylock said that there was attempts to make Todd's death look accidental. I think he meant from the studio, because we're still in the big studio period now, where the studios, they had so much going on in the 20s and the 30s. Bugsby Berkeley. If you don't know who Bugsby Berkeley is, Google him after this and look at the type of films he would make. These grand, huge. Janus, how are you, darling? He would do these huge, grand films they were amazing, but he killed 3 people in a drunk driving accident. The day that Thelma Todd was found, he was the first day of his trial for manslaughter. So the studios were like, listen, I don't want this it's got to, no. Suicide they didn't want, but I don't know why these dumbasses didn't just say, oh. They needed it to be accidental. That's what the studio needed to happen. It couldn't be murder. Please, God, don't be murder. Please don't be murder. We can't do it. And please don't be suicide. Because dead darn it, we got to, all right. So they're in front of the jury, and they said that they had 2 witnesses they were withholding that had convincing evidence of Todd's suicidal inclinations. Let me take a sip, and I'll tell you when those witnesses actually addressed the grand jury. Never. Arthur Prince and Ernie Peters observed Miss Todd being very despondent at the Trocadero. Oh, she was very despondent. Well, when? Because people said she was dancing and laughing, and the word gay is going to come up a lot because in 1935, that meant happy. She was as gay as they've ever seen her. She was dancing, she was laughing, she was loving life, okay? But Arthur Prince, who I think was the maitre d', said she was very despondent. Who the hell saw that? I don't know. Her numerologist, her numerologist, I didn't even write that bitch's name down. Her numerologist stated that Thelma told her that she just didn't want to live anymore about a week or 2 before the day she died. Roland West, here we go again, claims he saw Thelma and her mother crying uncontrollably while she was getting ready for the party Saturday night. Alice Todd said he crazy. He ain't seen that because it didn't happen. But Roland West, if you're not together, a couple, why are you standing around while she's getting dressed to go to a party? She asked him to accompany her, and he said no. So, but he stood around while she got dressed. I vehemently deny ever typing. I'm going to hold you to it, baby. I'm not done yet. We have another page of this. The owner of Todd's hat maker, a milliner, whatever. The owner of the hat shop she went to, described her lack of gaiety when she came in on December 10th. Maybe she didn't like you. Maybe she didn't like the hat. Ida Lupino, this little bitch, she talked about how before the party started and the Lupinos were from London. Thelma came to London and stayed with them. Ida Lupino said the following, that Thelma would have morbid streaks in London, saying several times that she wished a tram or, train, whatever, would run her over. She also said that Thelma said, and I quote, "I'd be the happiest girl in the world if some catastrophe would befall me. Like if I got killed in an automobile accident. Thelma might have needed some Prozac, but I think that's Thelma talking out her ass. I hope Thelma talked out of her ass. I talk out of mine all the time. Now, Lupino also told these people that before the party got swinging, that a very pensive and depressed Thelma was at the bar and just was tired of the business and tired of their job and just wanted to go somewhere and just forget about all of it. But then she turned around and got real happy when the party started. Let me put it over here. Hold on. Thank you, Officer Blaylock and whatever the hell your name is, you idiot. So that actually got a couple of the members of the grand jury going, well, I think it's suicide. I think it's suicide. Don't be right. Suicide. So you now had different people in the jury thinking different things. Murder, accident, now suicide, because these two bozos went in there. Carrie, probably not. Well, maybe so. Maybe so, because she died in 1935. And Joan Crawford was definitely on the scene. Joan Crawford was in silent films, and she was just getting her foot in the ring, So they might have known each other. I don't even know. Ida Lupino is a little troublemaker. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. All right. So this is just all getting convoluted, and the grand jury met 4 effing times in about 3 weeks on this case. Now, what they did, which I thought was kind of funny, was they brought in everybody again. They brought them all right back in. You're going to go tell your story again, damn it. But they made Roland West wait. They made him wait. And mind you, there were press outside covering this. They had to walk by the press when they went from the waiting room into the grand jury. And hey, Squirrel Gang, they let Roland West stew for about 3 to 5 days. And he started getting angrier and angrier because they wouldn't call him. And he was like, they made him sweat. Did it work? Well, let's hear his theory now. Hey, Pixie Girl. So his theory, a couple of weeks off of this death, Roland said, I know exactly what happened. Girl, listen, guys, I figured it out. Roland West, I got it. Roland said, I'll tell you what she did is, I bolted the door. I bolted her door after I walked her dog at 2:00 in the morning. Now, she must have come home and being the sweetest woman that she is, didn't want to wake anybody up. Piece of pizza, how you doing? That she didn't want to bother anyone. Mind you, a couple of months before, she kicked the damn window out of his apartment when he tried this shit. Soft, sweet little Thelma said, oh, hell no, and kicked the damn window in. He got up in and let her ass in. But anyway, she didn't want to get in. She didn't want to upset anybody. So she walked her ass either around around using the street to get all the way over there to the garage, or she climbed 270 stairs with a sequin dress on and a fur coat on, believing that she had a heart ailment. Him believing she had a heart ailment. So he says she got up there, bless her heart, love her so much. She didn't want to wake me up. And she just got in the car to wait for the stewards and all them that were going to come in at 6 o'clock and open the cafe. That's what they did every morning at 6. And she was probably going to have to walk. Well, I guess she could drive. Yeah, she could drive. That's got to be what happened. And then she got in there and he made her sound like she was so stupid and even said she wouldn't have thought about dying in there. She wasn't a dumb woman. She was well educated, more than Roland West. So that they thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, he said she would never think of that detail. Oh, fuck that shit then. So my question, I wrote down my questions. Why did West deadbolt the door when he knew she was on her way home? They had called him at 2:30 and said she's on her way home. Why does he get up and bolt the door? Had he already bolted the door? Did it matter? Because at 2 o'clock, did he bolt that fucking door like he told her he was going to? Maybe. And I put, was Thelma so considerate that she would risk her life because she thought she had a heart ailment, hiking up that thing all the way over to that garage? Was she that considerate? Hell no. Ain't nobody that considerate. And then the nature of their relationship, because Roland West would never really comment on the nature of their relationship. He would just call her his partner. But if you living together, the only thing that's separating you is a sliding door. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, Roland. Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say, that's fine. Now, one of the people that saw her Sunday was two guys that ran a Christmas tree lot near Christmas. Saturday, before the party, Thelma went Christmas shopping with her mother, bought all kinds of gifts. I don't think if you're suicidal, you're going to do that, but I'm going to be wrong. I'm not a Oh, here's the thing. Okay, she had a psychiatrist. Thelma had a psychiatrist. Guess who was never called to testify as to Thelma's state of mind? Her psychiatrist was never consulted, never called. That's messed up. That's messed up. So the two dudes that owned or ran or whatever the Christmas tree lot saw her that day. She was with the man, the swarthy man, and picked out a Christmas tree, said she'd be back. Well, after she was found dead, these guys were visited by two dudes in a big car that said, "You never saw her on Sunday, and you better not forget you didn't see it." These men showed up a lot. Hey, Mac B. These men showed up a lot around. And we all know the story. If y'all don't know the story, and let me hold on. Hello, Francis. Are you done? Are you done? All right, All right. Let me make sure y'all are seeing this. I don't think you are. Nope, you are. All right. I should have done this a little bit earlier, but I didn't, and I'm sorry. All right. Let's go down here. Yeah, let me start up here. This might bring it home a little bit, and I should have been doing this. All right. Let me see. I'm making sure on my phone that y'all are getting ready to see this. And I see that you're not seeing anything, and I don't know why. Let me see. Come on. Why are y'all not seeing this? You should be seeing this. Let me try this one more time. Oh, I know why you're not seeing this. It's because of this stupid ass. Let me go back. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I think I opened it in the wrong one. Let me see again. Hold on. I'm sorry. I hate this thing. I never know how to do it. It takes me. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's taking me over to another. Shit. I don't want my browser updated to the newest thing. All right, I got y'all back. Hold on. I hate this. Hey, Irish gal, how you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? Screen share. Share screen. Window. Okay, that's a bloody mess. That's a bloody damn mess. I think I'm sharing myself. You know, maybe I didn't put him in the right thing. I don't think I put him in the right thing for y'all to see. Desktop 1, no, go. I don't want you. Desktop 2, I don't want you. What the fuck? All right, sorry. I'm just not gonna. I didn't put them in a folder that I could pull out. Or did I? Or did I? Maybe the girl ain't so stupid after all. Nope, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Oh, this is absolutely maddening. All right, well, I don't even know what I was saying after this. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let me stop sharing because it's not sharing my damn photos. Hey, Hope, what you doing, baby? I don't even know where I was. Where was I? I don't even know. Oh. So, it is said that there's 3 levels to her cafe, right? It was the bottom, which was an actual cafe, right? It was the top that was turned into a higher end, very expensive, quite frankly, steakhouse, whatever. And that her Hollywood people would come. They liked coming out there. It was on a different level, but there was a third level. And it had been said that the mob had approached Roland and Thelma and said that they wanted to buy it or rent it so they could do illegal gambling up there. And she supposedly said, over my dead body. And she supposedly said that to Lucky Luciano. Lucky Luciano, on the week that she was dead, wasn't in California. A lot of people thought that the man in the car with her on Sunday was Lucky Luciano. That when all those party guests got to see her date and it was Lucky Luciano, they were going to drop dead. You are a perfect angel, my earth. He simply wasn't in LA. He was also being followed really closely by the FBI. He wasn't involved with it. That I can tell you with complete confidence. He wasn't in there. So what we're left with is finally the grand jury said, the grand jury, here's another field trip they took. I forgot, this is the last thing I'm going to take. They took a little field trip, the grand jury, and they went to Thelma Todd Seaside Cafe. And their host was no other than Roland West, who wined and dined them, showed them around. Hey, y'all want to look around? You want to go up to the apartment? Come on. Why don't y'all stay for a great big expensive lunch up here in the VIP, steakhouse with wine pairings to go? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. And they did. And they did. They were allowed to be swayed by one of the suspects in her whatever. So a couple, after 3 weeks, the grand jury finally said, listen, we cannot. Hey, Demetrius, we don't know. Listen, we don't think it's suicide. Well, they do. 2 of them over here, they do think that. Murder, we don't think it's murder. Even though every single stitch of evidence that pointed to murder was poo-pooed, and I say that, poo-pooed, by the district attorney, who probably got a little bit of cash from the studio, because the studio needed this to be accidental. That's what they needed more than ever. Their star needed to have died accidentally. Please make sure it's accidentally. And they did. They all ended up saying, we can't really, these 2 people think it was murder. These guys weirdos over here, they think it's suicide. The majority of us think it's an accident. So we're just going to call it an accident. Case closed, done. By February, who the fuck is Thelma Todd? Nobody cared anymore. I take that back. A lot of people cared about that time. Now, I don't know how many of y'all were here, and I'm going to show you this book I read before. I got it, if you will remember, at the beginning of the year. Blood and Ink, The Scandal of the Jazz Age, a double murder that hooked America on true crime. This is a good book. This is about a pastor and a member of his choir and a big, big time volunteer at the church were found shot dead under a tree in 1920. I don't know where. So at the time, huge, big newspapers, it was starting to fall off a little bit. Sales were starting to fall off. So people thought, here's what we'll do. We'll make smaller newspapers with bigger pictures and only really cover explosive bullshit. Explosive. It's got all these papers started putting out these smaller copies, bigger, all of it trash. People couldn't get enough of it. And this is the case right here that started it all. Funny enough, this case is in this book that I was reading about Thelma Todd. Also, I'm telling y'all people, I read Aimee Semple McPherson right here. Well, Aimee Semple McPherson was a absolute wonder. She was a female, obviously, Pentecostal reverend, I guess you would call it. If you look up I will talk about her one day because she was absolutely amazing, but there was a scandal with her. Her husband had died, blah, 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 kids, yeah. Her church was giant. It was growing. It was great. It's still in LA. She went cross country started that church. It is still there. It was the biggest church there. She started doing let's call them podcasts, radio. She started with the church services over the radio. Nobody had done that yet. And she was above reproach when it came to any kind of sin. Well, she happened to have fallen in love with the guy that came in to teach her how to do the radio thing. And Aimee Semple McPherson went out for a little swim with her assistant. Oh no, she was lost. She was lost, I tell you. Aimee, where is you? It was huge news. They were out there trying to find her body on a dark desert highway, cool wind in her hair. She popped up about 2-3 weeks later. Said she'd been kidnapped. Kidnapped! She had run off with the damn radio dude. But didn't make her any less brilliant, but the bitch died a damn drug addict, I can tell you that. All right, so whatever happened to, let's do those. Whatever happened, Roland West died. It's true, he died. Supposedly he confessed on his deathbed that he did, it was his fault. Duh. But he confessed it was his fault that she was there. I don't know if he really, I think he used the word murder because, is it? I don't really know. I mean, yeah, you set into motion several things that could have killed her if she had had the bad heart. That's a long ass walk, yo. Thelma Todd now is not really remembered. I mean, I happen to be, that's my wheelhouse with these actresses. I'm fascinated with them because, this very reason, man, they were real people. And when I say she's barely remembered, I mean, she had a 10-year career, which is a lot. But she was also smart enough that she wanted to get in that business of the cafe so that she would have something, because she knew she was going to put on weight. We remember the potato clause where Hal Roach snuck it in there that if she gained 5 pounds, he could fire her. And when she started getting wrinkles, she was 29 years old. She said, when I get fat and old, I want to have something to fall back on. Because she knew her career wasn't going to last. For women, very few had careers up into their middle ages. Marie Dressler is one that I can think of. In 1935, not a lot. Not a lot. So that's the story of Thelma Todd with no pictures. And I'm going to figure out how to do that next time. I'm going to figure out. No, he doesn't look good. And like I said, the studio needed it to be accidental. It had to be. There was just too much going on in that time period. And there's a 10-year period where people lost their damn minds. And that's when we come into the book, The Fixers. I'm sorry. Oh, Crazy Train, I'm sorry. The Fixers. And this is about Eddie Mannix, who was Mafia, Howard Strickland, who were the press agents, publicity managers, and they fixed things that stars did. They fixed them before they ever got out. And they were very good at their job. And both of them died without telling a damn soul anywhere on earth. But I don't even know if you could have gotten that in the book. I can't imagine between these two men and what they fixed. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. That's crazy. Now a star is not signed to a contract. To a studio. They're all free agents. if you screw up, you screw up. I'm right now in my head picturing Hugh, what's his face, with the hooker. I mean, it ends up all right, but you didn't have any, you know what I'm saying? They saved a lot of reputations. They saved a lot of people from going to jail or murder. Clark Gable ran over somebody on whatever street and they fixed it. They fixed it. He killed him and they fixed it. The same way with Paul Byrne. Paul Byrne was Jean Harlow's husband. He was basically one of them. He was brilliant at what he did. I mean, he was a little crazy, but I mean, he was murdered by his first wife, his common law wife, who came from the East all the way over here to figure out what is this shit about Jean Harlow. Remember, he had only been married to Jean Harlow under less than 3 months before he killed himself. They couldn't have America's sex bomb, husband murdered because whatever. It's a lot. But if you want to read a good book about old Hollywood, and if you want to read a good book about this book, let me tell you about this book. I heard the story somewhere, and I don't remember where. And I put it in the back of my head, and then I looked it up. I think I don't know how long ago, 10 years ago, maybe. And this is the book I got. Well, actually, I thought I lost that book and I ordered it again. This is an old, like, public. This was, let me see when this was publicized. So it was old when I read it, obviously. But this woman fascinated me from start to finish. She was I think she was bipolar, and I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just 1979 is when it was written. So it's a little old. Anyway, so I found the book and I read it and I was fascinated. Hey, peas! And I was fascinated by it. And I'm glad I did. She was pretty, I mean, this is what my family and they think. I have got a head full of worthless knowledge, which is kind of mean to say, but because I mean, I'm a big lover of Frank Lloyd Wright. I know, the architect. I'm a big fan of a lot of things. So we thought it was worthless knowledge until my cousin Todd got married to his husband. And Todd used to live in New York, so a lot of his friends came down from New York to the wedding for the wedding. Now, I am at the reception of that wedding, holding my own with people who were much smarter than me, much more refined than I ever will be, life experiences that I couldn't even imagine. And I was holding my own. Sizzles, thank you. And so I realized, guess what? It wasn't worthless knowledge. It wasn't. So don't let people tell you when you're reading about something that you like that you are getting worthless knowledge. It's being. Now I want to tell the next Saturday Night Murder Mystery, Natalie Wood. That has been requested time and time again. We're going to do Natalie Wood. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? So then we were going to do just a regular mystery night. And do y'all remember I asked y'all, we wrote all these down. And I was going to put them in my big blue jar and we were going to pick them out. Obviously, I got down to that part. I just didn't quite get to this part. So, all right, Carrie, you go to bed. I love you, baby. You have a good night. You have a safe night. I can do that. I know a lot of people want to do the Black Dahlia. I'm down for it. Let's do it. If we want to do that first, let's do it first. Why the hell not? So many people, so we're going to do the Black Dahlia. Now, oh no, I didn't order my new I'll do that tomorrow. I'll order my new calendar. Hold on, let me look. All right. July 1st. Do y'all want to do the Black Dahlia July 1st? And I say that because, oh, I'm gonna put it for the 1st. That's 2 weeks for people to get on here, read up about it. Hey, what the fox? What's your favorite? All right, we're gonna do the Black Dahlia on the 1st. Y'all want to do it? Or if you think you don't have time, I understand. Someone that is a mod, please take me out of this channel. Not a problem. Not a fucking problem at all. Bye. Anyway, if you think you need, if let's tentatively do it on the 1st of July. Because I know time is very precious. So, okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to do the Black Dahlia. And I will wait very pat. Let me go over here because there's a lag. There's a lag. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of ones. All right, we're gonna do the Black Dahlia. And we do it. Is 2 weeks enough time for y'all? Put a 312 in the chat. 2 weeks. It's yeah. All right. So 2 weeks. So July 1st, the Black Dahlia, 9:00. If y'all want it to be earlier, let me know. We can do it at 8. It don't matter to me. We'll do it at 9. But if y'all want to do it at 8, we can do it at 8. I don't care. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right. Well, you know what I got to do? Y'all have to watch me do it, too. Hold on. I have to take all this. Y'all have to watch me do it. We put it in the we put it in the Thelma Todd. And we put it in the drawer. She done. Okay. When is Natalie? Natalie, we can do Natalie. Let's see. Hold on. Let me look. All right. If we have 2 weeks from now, we do let's see. The 21st of July is a Saturday night. So the 22nd of July, we will do Natalie Wood. 9's good for you. That's fine. That's good. Anytime's good for me. I'm gonna by then know how to share photos, so get ready for that. It's gonna be exciting. Well, listen, I thank y'all. I really do. For staying here with me when I wasn't showing stated disorder. When I wasn't showing any pictures, I'm sorry. I thought I didn't. I forgot. You got to put them in a different thing, a little different deal there to get them to show up. So I'll figure that out. Thank y'all. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it's a little bit better than drama, even though we do love drama, don't we? But, these are really fun for me. I probably get more out of it than y'all do. I just love to do the research and stuff like that. So In 2 weeks, we have the Black Dahlia. That's a big one. That's an interesting one. That's crazy. I can't wait. And then the 22nd, we're on Natalie Wood. So try to do things every 2 weeks. And that will force me to get off my ass and, do it. So do the research. So if every 2 weeks we plan on something, then I do too. Me too. All right. I love you guys very much. I'm going to take all my, look, this is, wait a minute, ice water. I think that was Diet Coke. It's not anymore. It's not anymore. Oh, what it is. I love y'all. When I say it, I mean it. I love y'all. Thank you for coming. Stay safe the rest of the night. Keep your head down. avoid any tomfoolery. And I will see you. I'll see you this week just for a general check-in. I like doing those. So, all right. I love you guys. Be careful. And I'll see you this week.